Hello, people. It is I, Chastity White Rose, and right now I am trying to configure some things here. Um, Let me see here. Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm still trying to make sure I get things just right here. Okay. So I'm doing a short stream because I try to stream on my nights off, but I also have been drowning in schoolwork. You see, I had spring break last week, but then Full Sail decided to hit me with two courses at once. And usually I'm able to keep up, but because of my work schedule, I don't get a night off until Thursday night. But the problem is, if something is due on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, or even Thursday night itself, I usually just stay up and miss a little bit of sleep on the earlier days in the week and then try to make up for it later on Thursday or Friday when I can. But with two classes, I wasn't able to do that. And so I have two different classes. I got portfolio, and then I have some kind of career preparation class too. And I've been slowly working on my assignments. But part of the problem is that I've had zero time for fun. No time to play games, no time to stream, not even enough time to sleep and do my job properly because I'm just so tired. And even my mom was telling me I need to play, because I just was getting really stressed out. I was getting really kind of crazy. And one thing that frustrated me is, you see, I had something that was actually due Wednesday night, and it's an assignment that I still haven't started on because there's other assignments that I have had to do first. And I was getting frustrated because it's going to count against my grade that I wasn't able to do it Wednesday. But the only way I could have done it is if I didn't have a job to work, because these assignments are deep. It requires researching, visiting websites, and writing essays, and then I still have to build a brand deck for the portfolio, and I was getting all stressed out, and it's like it's too much. It's too much. I'm doing way too much. But here's the thing: is I finally realized that you know, this Full Sail program is meant to serve me. It's not meant for me to be a slave to it, if you get what I'm saying. The idea is that I should be doing my college assignments for the learning rather than stressing out about getting lower grades because I didn't complete it before the due date. The fact is, my job at Walmart takes priority. And that's the way it has to be, because how else am I going to try to pay off my student loans too? And I got to the point where I actually was regretting joining Full Sail. But the only reason that I feel that way is because I'm worried about the debt that I'm going to have. Even if I graduate, being debt for the rest of my life, because I don't make enough money to even survive in this economy, let alone to pay on student loans. So I'm a little bit stressed out, you could say. And when I just realized it was already like 2:36 in the morning, and I was working on an assignment, and I'm like, I need to stop and play. I need to do something fun. And for my assignments, no matter what assignment I'm doing, no matter what it is I'm doing, what happens is I end up writing about Tetris and chess, because I'm in the Full Sail program for game business and esports science. So my program is actually about video games and the video game industry. That's what this is about. This is about video games. This is about potentially getting a job in the video games industry. And here I was, so focused on, doing my assignments and my grades, that I was forgetting to play games. So I realized I have committed a crime against myself and against the worldwide community of gaming. And I realized that, although work just tends to take priority in my life, with school being a close second. Somehow I forgot all about gaming in the equation. Video games really are important to me. And so is chess, obviously, which is more than just it's not just a board game, it's a video game. And it's not just a video game, it's also a board game. So I love chess, but as everyone knows, if they've really been watching me, they'll know that my favorite game of all time is Tetris. And it is with that in mind that for tonight's stream, I probably will only go for about an hour or so because I do still have more schoolwork to do. But I'm going to play some Tetris Effect Connected. That's what I'm going to try to do. Also, you may notice that on the upper left corner there is a viewer count, and it shows how many people are watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Trovo. Now, I don't know what Trovo is, but I created an account just so that I could multi-stream to that destination as well. So far, not one person has ever watched me on Trovo. They probably don't know it exists because I didn't. So that just gives me a visual guide as to how many people are watching and on which platform. And the reason it's important to know that is I need to know are my streams entertaining? Because I want my streams to be entertaining. You see, I tell jokes and I make my coworkers laugh all the time, you know? And I always wanted to be a comedian, and that's kind of the main idea behind this show. And so I'm not trying to be professional. I am definitely not trying to be professional, and never once have I succeeded at being professional. I mean, look at my hair. But I do aim to be skilled at things, and I do aim to do things right. So, before I begin playing Tetris, I would like to mention something funny that happened at work. So, there is this person. Their name's Alice, and they also are a chess player. They like playing chess. Now, we haven't played chess yet, but we talk about chess. And they also introduced me to a cartoon called Miraculous, involving one person dressed as a ladybug and another person dressed as a cat. They're superheroes. It's funny. So I do want to watch more of that show at some point because it looks like a really fun show. But Alice and I, we joke about music. Like we joke about music and games and that kind of thing. So one time at work, I told Alice, you may have heard that Justin Timberlake brought sexy back. But what you may not know is that I was the one who scared sexy away in the first place. And you see, that's what's funny about it is there's a certain type of humor that only I can do. And I'll give you another example. I said, Alice, did I ever tell you about my superhero name? And they're like, no, what's that? And I said, it's She-Man, the most powerful trans woman at Walmart. Because you get it, like He-Man except she, like She-Man, you get it? I'm She-Man because my superpower is that I can be a man and a woman at the same time. Or really, I have the emotions of a woman, but I have above average arm strength. Oh, it's crazy. But then most of the humor, since most of my week is really just working at Walmart, my entire sense of humor gets let out on my coworkers, but sometimes they have some funny responses. So I was stalking Frozen with Tina one night, and I told Tina how I always kind of wanted to be a nun, but I'm not even Catholic. And she said, "No, you can't be a nun because you have a stripper name." A stripper name? Chastity White Rose, is that a stripper name? That's my chosen name, and I was not aiming to have a stripper name when I chose my name. I am not that kind of girl. Um, but so I had to tell Tina about that one time at band camp when I was a dominatrix. It's a funny story, really. It all started with frisbee golf at Legacy Park with my friend Lucas and his friend Edwin. Edwin was trying to explain to me the right way to throw a frisbee. And he asked me if I cracked a whip, and I'm like, no. And then Lucas says, sure he has. He's a dominatrix. And I didn't know what a dominatrix was at the time, but I got on Google and I learned. And at first I thought, no way am I a dominatrix. Because I do not dominate people in a sexual way, because I don't even have sex. But then I realized something. I like games of skill because I do like to be in control. And so when it comes to chess, I do dominate. And I am a dominatrix in the game of chess. So yes, Lucas, I am a dominatrix. Just not one who can throw a frisbee or crack a whip. But man, do I whip people on the chessboard. That's what I like to do. And speaking of whipping people in games, it's time for me to start playing some Tetris. Because I do like to play some Tetris, and I don't know if I'll be able to play any competitive Tetris or not. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure gonna try because I can only do so well with this laptop. I missed the full keyboard of the other computer, but sadly I must sit on the toilet while I do this because I have problems. I have bowel problems, and I just wanted the entire world to hear that. So let's turn off my camera here, and we're going to just display this desktop. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of debugging to make sure everything is working. But first thing to do is it's important to get on Steam, because I'm going to be getting on Tetris Effect Connected, and I'm going to have to use my phone to make sure that my stream is going correctly. I need to make sure that my stream is showing up the right way. Okay, let's see here. Okay, looks like I'm live. Okay, there it is. It's showing what's on my screen. I'm seeing it on my phone now, so that's a good sign. And as you see, I've been playing some shogi whenever I do get on here. But I'm going to get on the Tetris Effect Connected. That's the game I'm going to get on to. Tetris Effect Connected. And the truth is, sometimes the performance of the game goes down a little bit when I'm streaming at the same time as playing. But this is the most powerful streaming computer I happen to have at the moment. So I'm going to try to make it work the best I can. But I am going to be launching Tetris Effect Connected. And right now it's showing up in a window there. And I may have to adjust some settings. It takes a little while to really get it going. Because I mean, Tetris Effect Connected is a big game. It takes some time to load the game, obviously, load up all the graphics. Because this game was made with Unreal Engine. It's a very big game. Okay, and it always has that seizure warning at the beginning here, and then we see Unreal Engine. Okay, nice. There's the Tetris logo. Okay. So here we have the title screen now, but I may want to do some adjusting of the graphics settings. I want to see, can I make this full screen? Okay, let's see here. I have a full screen on my computer, but will it show up as full screen on the stream? Okay, now here we go. I can see it on my phone. I can see that I have it covering the entire screen. and yet you can still see the viewer count in the top left corner there. Now let's see here. Let's look. I believe I had turned off the music. That's what I believe I had done. But let me go ahead. I'm going to check my graphics settings. Let's see here. Because I want to minimize any graphical stuff. Graphic quality, low. I don't know what VSync is, so I'm not going to mess with it. Anti-aliasing, 0. Okay, yeah. I think I've already adjusted the graphics settings to the optimal levels, really. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get on some multiplayer Tetris. That's what I'm going to try to do. And if that fails for any reason, such as no players available, then that's going to have to be what it is. Okay, so here we go. I have one person watching, I believe. And all right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to try this out now. Because there's still a lot of things I would like to do. I want to go for okay, there's score attack, but there's also classic score attack. And I want to try a classic score attack. I'm not that skilled at classic Tetris. I need to get better at it, and there's no better way to do it than just by playing some classic Tetris. Let's see, is there another player available? Are there any other players who want to play some classic score attack? I will wait for a while and see if anybody joins. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone is joining my classic score attack match, which is most sad, really. It's so hard to find somebody available to play, at the time when I'm streaming. That can be a little bit difficult. So if classic score attack isn't gonna match me with someone, let's try going to regular score attack. I'm going to leave this session and let's try a regular score attack. I'm actually better at regular or modern score attack. Let's give this a shot. Let's see if I can get a match for a score attack. Score attack is fun. It's just very fun. It's trying to search for a player. It's still searching. It's so hard to get a match on Tetris Effect Connected, which is really kind of sad, because one of the best features about Tetris Effect Connected is that it's such a convenient way to play multiplayer Tetris against people across all platforms. Like you could be one person PlayStation, another PC, one person Nintendo Switch, another person Xbox, because it's cross-platform. It's available on all the systems, and so theoretically, lots of different people can play against each other. So let's see here. So here I'm on, but it doesn't look like it has assigned a second player. It doesn't look like it's assigned me an opponent yet. How long do I wait before I give up and play single player Tetris? Because that would be kind of sad. I may have to give up. If I can't get an opponent, I will just have to, play some solo Tetris, which I don't mind doing, but I was kind of trying to emphasize Tetris as the esport that it can be. It can be a competitive sport. So I will wait a little while and see if I can get an opponent. All right, well, that's sad. That's a real bummer. Can't seem to get any opponents right now. Well, there's only one thing to do when this happens, and that is to go and play some single player. And there are still Steam achievements to earn. I actually, well, here's the kind of the funny story, is I have Tetris Effect connected on Steam, the Windows Store, and the Epic Store. But I have a real shortage of hard drive space on this laptop I bought. It doesn't actually have very much space. It's like 256 gigabytes total, and most of it's just full of games or videos. So I'm going to go to, I'm just going to go to effect modes and see there's all these different modes. There's marathon, there's zone marathon, there's ultra, there's sprint, there's master, there's classic score attack. I only have a B rating on that. Let's see here. How about, why don't I go to zone marathon? I mean, why not? I'm going to be playing single player, and let's see what the options are. Now, because I've turned the game music off, the level that I choose is not going to have any effect whatsoever on the music. Therefore, I should choose something that looks cool. That's what I need to go for when I choose a level. So I'm going to go to Mermaid Cove because, it has mermaids. And let's see, we'll go with, well, let's just start at speed level 1. That's what we'll do. We'll just start at speed level 1. And okay, 150 line limit. Okay, so the game has started, and I'm going to start the way I usually like to start. So I'm just going to show you very slowly the way that I like to start the game. This is my opening. Tetris has openings just like chess does. So chess has openings, but Tetris has openings, and that's because the blocks are not completely randomized. They are evenly distributed. So while you never know what your first blocks are going to be, every 7 blocks you're guaranteed to get 1 of each of the blocks, which of course has some very strong implications for what's possible. So check this out now. This is how I start the game. I'm going intentionally slow, both because I'm uncomfortable with the keyboard, but also just to show you how this works. So I just did 2 T-spins. There's another T-spin. And what's cool about this is if you do this loop, then you can guarantee every single T block that you get will be another T-spin. However, as you see, the stat gets higher each time you do this. So when that happens, it's time to adjust some things. I'm going to do this one more time, and then I'm going to show you what's great about this. Okay, so we're going to do yellow, red, green, orange, blue, and then I haven't done purple yet, but now there's purple. Did you see that? I use one of each of the colors, not counting the long block. You don't have to use the long block necessarily. You can stack those on the left side, but you have to evenly distribute the blocks so that you can continue the loop after you have after you lowered the stack. So remember, you have to use one of each of the 6 types of blocks that is not the long block. That's what you have to do. This method that I'm using is called the mechanical T-spin factory. That's what, it's either the mechanical TSD or the T-spin factory. It goes by many names. But basically, this method just keeps repeating. So the idea behind this, of course, is that it has a lot of T-spins, which actually means that it can actually score extremely high. I'm going just a little bit faster. And now what you see here is Tetris, then T-spin. That's another way to lower the stack, is when you clear Tetris there. So what you see here is that I have only, I messed up. I accidentally pressed the space bar. So you see now the pattern is broken, and sometimes that happens. Because although the mechanical T-spin method is a lot of fun, it has one downfall. As soon as you make one wrong move, it's all over. And then I'm forced to freestyle. So it's good that I made a mistake, because that means I get to do a different play style. And now that my perfect pattern is broken, I'm going to play a little bit more normally, and I'm going to observe the beautiful animation that's taking place. So you see that we're under ocean. There's like the plants under the ocean, and there's the mermaids dancing around, and it's just a beautiful game. I mean, Tetris Effect Connected is probably the most visually stunning video game I have ever seen. Nothing comes close when it comes to the animations this game has, the incredible things that you see. Each level, they put so much programming, so much design into. Yeah, it's awesome. All right, so there's a T-spin, there's a Tetris, there's a double, there's a double, there's a single, there's a single. So as you see, you can see what my high score is, and you may notice that I'm not even close to that high of a score in this current game. And part of that is because in order to get higher scores, you actually have to start the game at higher speeds, obviously. Because your score multiplier is based on the current level, which in turn also affects what your current speed is. So higher levels mean more speed, but it also means potentially higher scores. Right now, I'm just doing some kind of freaky combo. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter what I'm doing because I still get to see dancing mermaids. And that's one of the beauties of Tetris Effect Connected. And so, I mean, I've always been obsessed with, the whole stacking of blocks, which is what Tetris is about. It's basically a geometry game. That's what Tetris is. That's part of why I love it. But now it's like you're watching a movie at the same time as playing a game. And you have to be a pretty good player to even appreciate that. Because if you have never played Tetris before, you're probably just going to be so focused on the blocks, you're not going to be able to observe the animation. But I'm able to sort of watch the animations while I play. All right. All right, there we go. But in any case, you will see that I've made it to 102 lines. And the current game ends when I reach 150 lines. So I'm almost done with an entire marathon. 150 lines actually isn't much in the grand scheme of things when you consider Tetris games. Because it does not take very long to clear that many lines when you are playing at this high of a speed. Oop, I did not mean to do that. See, the game is speeding up, and it is getting harder to play at this point. Okay. We're at 121 lines. This isn't bad. And the animation's getting faster, and the blocks are coming faster. Yeah. All right. Tetris. Tetris. See, it may not be a new high score, but it's not really a loss. As long as I can clear the marathon without topping out, then we will say that I have won the game because it's a single player, so you don't really lose against another person. The only way to lose in Tetris is topping out. But I will admit I am getting a little bit nervous because the game is speeding up so fast, and I'm used to playing on a full-size keyboard. This is a laptop keyboard, so it's not exactly as easy to maintain the speed on this keyboard as it is if I was using my Linux computer, but then I couldn't use Streamlabs, and that wouldn't be as much fun. OBS isn't quite the same as Streamlabs. Streamlabs has some really cool features, you know? Right, there we are, 150 lines. It was a success. I managed to complete a marathon. And let's see, I got a B ranking, and I mean, that's not too bad. And I got 4,570 experience points. That's actually quite a lot of experience points. Okay, let's go back and try a different mode next. Okay, so there was a zone marathon. What about this marathon? Okay, so the regular marathon has an endless setting. That's actually pretty cool. Um, Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the 1989. Yeah, we're going to do the 1989 um, stage. And the cool thing about the 1989 stage that you're going to find out that makes it a lot of fun is it has all like the Russian buildings. And see, the speed is going a little bit fast because, I have this on a very high setting here. So yeah, the speed is pretty high here. So because the speed level is 10, the score is going up faster than if I had just left it at the default speed of level 1. But also keep in mind that the game still speeds up to higher levels the longer I play. And so it's very hard not to make a mistake playing at this speed. So it's amazing that I'm even continuing. But you see how I already have over yeah, see, I already had over 100,000 points, but the game's going so fast that I already messed up. Which is part of why I invented Chastris, because if you see my other streams where I play Chastris, you'll know that game has no gravity, so it's easier to just play Tetris forever. But you can also play Tetris theoretically forever, even in Tetris Effect Connect, because I am on endless marathon mode. You see how I chose endless at the start. So when you're in endless mode, part of the key to it is you need to keep the stack low. So instead of trying to take risks like I was at the beginning, now it's time. If I want the game to continue, I need to take fewer risks and I need to keep the stack low. But it's also less fun when I do it that way. So I'm gonna do a little bit of mix between safety and entertainment, you could say. I'm going to build up the side. You see how we have okay, so you see how we have the two sides. I'm trying to build those up. Okay, I did not mean to do that. That is so frustrating. But as you see, the score is still building here. And the animations are cool back. Back are cool, you know, like we've got all the Russian buildings, we have like the dancing people from the Game Boy game. It's actually a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game for a second, just so that I can stop and read the comments. Let's see if there are any comments. Let's see. We still only have one viewer, and there are no comments right now. Well, that's a little bit disappointing. Um, hmm. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna let this game end because this is not my best play, and I actually do have more school assignments to get back to. So I did say this would be a short stream, but I also realized I forgot to set the category to Tetris Spec Connected when I started the stream. I forgot to do that portion. But very well, that's just fine. The truth is, I need to get back to my school stuff. But I do hope that somebody will watch this and enjoy this. Okay, there we go. I ended that. Oh, we do have a comment, in fact. Someone said, hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion for your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots, etc. The prices are lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel, everything is in your hands. A huge number of custom settings. Go to Streamrise. No thanks, but if my streams ever become popular, I want it to be because my content was entertaining, or that I had important information about how to play a game. I don't want it to be because I paid somebody to promote my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want to. If I become mega famous by doing streaming, I want it to be because of the merits of what I'm actually doing, not because I paid someone. The concept of paying someone to get my channel promoted and more views, that just reeks of dishonesty, and that's completely against everything I believe in. So thanks, but no thanks. So I'm going to go back to school, and hopefully the next stream will be better because I am extremely tired and I'm just not doing my best right now.